Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray. This is Gray's Guitar. Sorry for coughing in your face. Still fighting that stupid sinus infection. My nose just keeps running. Get a little bit of that phlegmy cough going on, but hopefully the antibiotics do their thing. The headache's pretty much gone. In all honesty, I generally feel okay, but as I said, kind of like lingering side effects, if you will. But let's get into the actual video here. So Marshall has been sold again. And if you remember, they got sold to Zound not that long ago. It was like, here actually, so I actually pulled up the video of when I talked about Marshall selling to Zound. And that video was on April 1st, 2023. So what's that, like 4 months from now is April. So a year and 8 months, Zound owned Marshall, and they did a lot of stuff with like Bluetooth speakers and headphones and stuff like that. But now a Chinese company owns Marshall, and the lingering question is, are they going to make all production go to China? You know, like Peavey. Peavey was a U.S. company for quite a while. They had a few amps that were hanging on, but ultimately everything now is produced in China. They say it's the same thing. It probably is. I mean, realistically, most of the time, the parts, the PCB boards, the tubes, all the capacitors, the pots, everything else, 90% of it's manufactured in China anyway. But let's go ahead and take a look here. So Shan Capital Group acquired Marshall for $1.1 billion. So that ain't a small chunk of change. Sound deal acquired the audio brand Marshall for $1.1 billion, sources say. The group are now the majority shareholders of Marshall, but what does it mean for the future? See official statement here. So, Shan Capital Group, Chinese investment firm, is nearing update now complete. So as of I'm making this video, it's complete. The deal to acquire the iconic audio equipment maker Marshall Group for $1.1 billion, according to people familiar with the matter. So Marshall was family owned, sold to Zound, Swedish company. Now we're into China company. It's official. We're thrilled to welcome Shan Capital Group as our new majority shareholder, joining the Marshall family and the team. The partnership kicks off an exciting new chapter for our iconic brand, fueling global growth and innovation for years to come. To all musicians and music lovers out there, thank you for being part of this journey, and we look forward to sharing new and exciting products as we continue to build on the Marshall legacy. So, I mean, they had some stuff. They had some new stuff at NAMM. I think they had that. There was like a JCM amp that went down to like 1 watt, which a lot of people were complaining 5 watts was too much for bedroom level. I've never owned a 5-watt amp. I have a Roland Microcube now, which is easy for bedroom use. I'll eventually do a video on that. But then I also have a couple of tube amps, which are definitely not 100, 120 watt. The Carvin MTS 3200 and the PV6505 Plus are definitely not bedroom worthy. So official Marshall statement, as of January 24th, fund manager by HSG has entered into a definitive agreement to acquire the majority stake of Marshall Group in a deal valuing at 1.1 billion. Oh, euro, not even dollars, euro. So that's even more money in the U.S. This transaction, which subject to regulatory approvals, will mark their largest investment in Europe to date. The deal represents the next chapter for Marshall as the iconic brand continued to unlock its true potential. I mean, as I said, I don't know why they dumped it so fast. They just got it. I mean, you're talking, as I said, a year and 8 months. But I guess if someone says, hey, we want to buy this, and they write you a check, and the number is $1 billion, you're just like, yeah, okay, I'll take it. Marshall family will retain a meaningful stake of over 20% in the company under the term of the deal. They will work closely with the Marshall family and management team to strengthen the brand, fuel its sustainable and profitable growth. Terry Marshall, board member at Marshall Group, who founded the now legendary British brand with his father in 1962. Over 60 years in the journey, pioneering side of Marshall continues to resonate across the world. Together with HSG and our team, to further build a history to amplify the love for music and the Marshall brand for decades to come. Marshall is one of the world's most iconic brands, firmly rooted in music culture. By building on its legacy, we are convinced that Marshall will strengthen its position as the go-to brand for guitarists, as their most exciting brand for music lovers globally. We are thrilled to partner with the Marshall family and the team at Marshall to write music history. Our mission is to support Marshall in unlocking its full potential by Leveraging our experience in digital channels and supply chain optimization, we aim to help bring Marshall exponential products to even more customers globally, while embracing and celebrating the spirit that has defined the brand for generations. The investment building upon HSG's track record in Europe, following previous investments in companies such as AIM Paris, since the creation of the Marshall Group in 2023, which brought together the entire Marshall universe under one roof. The company has continued to innovate, grow, deliver iconic products. Jeremy D. Miller, CEO of Marshall Group, declared the deal is a testament to our team's dedication and exponential talent in making our vision a reality. Marshall has a strong, profitable growth trajectory, more than doubling revenue from 2020 to 2024. Okay, there you go. Martin Axham, CFO and Deputy CEO of Marshall Group, comments, we have already have a positive momentum. So the majority selling shareholders are Alter Telegroup and Time for Growth Zenith VC. So we got here a little bit about how big is this article, because this thing is massive, you know. We can keep going. We can make this a longer video. Why not? So let's see. We did that. The official Marshall statement. Marshall Group. About HSG. So Shan Capital Group, formerly known as Sequoia China, is leading venture capital and private equity firm investing globally in technology, healthcare, and consumer sectors. They're there to make money, let's be honest, with offices in Hong Kong, mainland China, London, Tokyo, Singapore, managers over USD 55 billion in assets, lots of money. And then founded in 2005, they have nurtured entrepreneurship and innovation, backed more than 15,000 companies, 1,500, transformative technologies, distributed business, and high growth potential. To date, more than 160 HSG portfolio companies have listed on public stock exchange, while 140 private portfolio companies have reached unicorn status. Throughout the past 2 decades, they have evolved into fully integrating investment platforms, spanning seed growth and buyout infrastructure, all that good stuff. Let's go to Marshall Group. So online reports suggest they might be, as we reported last year, a new online source says the sale is happening. What is this? Just more? Yep. Let's see if any of this is... Yep, they acquired them last year. Acquisition would be a significant coup for Shan Capital Group, giving the firm a foothold in the global audio equipment market. And yeah, that's enough of that. I don't feel like reading that anymore. So, what's going to happen to Marshall? Let's go from there. I'm sorry, I'm giving you so many mouth noises right now, because my throat is just scratchy as hell. So what I think is going to happen is, it's going to go through acquisition. It seems like the deal's already completed. They're going to, look back, see what things are profitable. They're going to sell a bunch of those stuff. So whether it's headphones, Bluetooth amps, actual tube guitar amps, guitar speaker cabinets. They just released a pedal line, guitar pedals. It would not surprise me if at some point they made kind of like a Helix or something along those lines, being the size of that Shan company. It wouldn't surprise me at all if we see that from Marshall in the future. What I think is going to happen is they are going to continue to make products in England until they are not profitable. If it gets to a point where they're not selling a lot of those high-end, hand-wired amplifiers, they're just going to move them to China. And it's 9 out of 10, it's going to be the same exact thing, but everyone's going to complain about it. There's going to end up being a premium on the ones that were made in England because they are not made in China. And all the older ones will be, they'll go up quite a bit. I would say probably 10-20% in price. And then on the used market, the Chinese ones, even though I can almost guarantee you, and the internals are going to be exactly the same, but they're going to be cheaper because they were made in China. That is my best guess as to what's going to happen with the future of Marshall. It is a well-known brand. It's not going anywhere, but at the same time, outside of Slash, I don't really know any artists that are still doing Marshall. I mean, we can Google it. Marshall amp artists. Let's see who the heck is still endorsers of Marshall. Oh, of course, Angus Young. Yeah, that makes sense. Uh, be a be a bad doobie. I don't know who that is. Chris Miller. Okay, Billy Joe Armstrong. All right. Dan Hawkins. Dave Mustaine. Okay. Debbie Go. Don't know who she is. Dave Backish. No idea. Gary Holt. Don't know who that is. Gary Moore. Know who he is. Jeff Beck. Yup. John Five. Yup. Familiar. Jimi Hendrix, of course. Joss Landau. Lemmy Kilmeister. Lizzie Hale. Laura Vincent. All right. They got Paul Walker. Nita Strauss, Rob Geringer, Freaky Rob. I don't know who that is either. Robin Trower, Simon Neal, Skin, Yinghui Melstein, Tim Carter, Slash, of course. I don't know why Slash is so far down on the list. He's like the guy. And Yuki. So probably a couple of Japanese artists, a lot of artists I'm not familiar with. Maybe it's time to look up a few of them. Forgot about AC/DC. But yeah, no, that's where it is. So normal length video, I guess, because I thought it was going to be longer. I thought there was a giant wall of text, but it was just a bunch of stuff repeating itself. But yeah, that's what's going to happen, is they'll keep doing everything the same pretty much. They might pop out, people are asking for lower wattage Marshalls. They want the Marshall sound. They want the actual amp. A lot of people don't. Some people are stuck in their ways and don't want a Helix or a digital amp or a modular. They just want the same exact thing, just smaller. It's basically make a small version of your 150 watt amp, make a 5 watt and sub 5 watt version of it, so that way, and they'll put a headphone jack on there too, so that way you're not disturbing your neighbors. A lot of people want the sound, but they don't want the giant boom where they're going to piss off everyone around them, because let's be honest, the majority of people live in close quarters to somebody else, whether it is an apartment or your neighbor's house is right there, right next to you. So, major cities. Obviously, if you're living in like Los Angeles or Chicago or New York City, and you have a full stack in there and are actively practicing with it, you're probably pissing off the entire building. Let's just be honest. And they did that. They did that with the one of the newer ones here. We'll just, let's see. What is the new amp that they have here? Amps. Why was my connection interrupted? I lose internet. Page not found. All right, we're ending the video because maybe I just lost internet. Subscribe, notification bell, like, share, all that comments. Comment down below what you want to see for future guitar content. I feel like I'm out of it right now. But yeah, as always, have a good one.